Welcome to the biology notes for section 6 of chapter 12. This section is over primate evolution. I'm going to do this section in two videos. The first video is going to cover your first objective here. We're going to examine the evolutionary relationships between humans and other primates. So first off, we need a definition for primates. So you should know that it's a category of mammals with flexible hands, feet, forward-looking eyes, and enlarged brains. Now there's another term for that forward-looking eyes, and you need to understand what it means, not just the other term. But forward-looking eyes gives us binocular vision. And you might be thinking, okay, that means that we can see really far because I use binoculars to see something that's hundreds of yards away. But binocular doesn't mean that we get to see a long distance. It means that we see two fields. Whenever we look at something, we have two distinct images from each eye that overlap with each other. And that binocular field of vision is what gives us depth perception. So we're not so much worried about being able to see far as being able to judge depth and see how far away something is from us. So again, binocular, it sounds like you're saying you can see something far away, but what it really means is we can tell how far away something is from us. So we have forward-looking eyes that gives us depth perception. We have enlarged brains so that we can have that cognitive ability that you would associate with us, let alone with other primates. But then also we have flexible hands and feet. One of the other big things, arms should be able to rotate in a circle around their shoulder joints. It's a specific range of motion that's important for all primates. It's called brachial motion. For you, it gives you a lot of abilities, obviously. But one of the major things is it allows you to play on monkey bars. And although obviously that's not important for you more than just having fun, it's important for other primates because they actually have to swing from branches and trees and stay up without falling. So that extended range of motion for our arms and our shoulder joints is important in our evolution, and it's important for all primate evolution. If you tried to get your dog to have their arm rotate all the way around in a circle on their shoulder joint, you dislocate their shoulder. So try not to do that to any other animal, but primates can do this and only primates can do this. Primates also have opposable thumbs. And that means that the force of your thumb and your fingers oppose each other so that you can grasp and carry large objects very easily. And it allows you to manipulate tools. It's really, really important for us. So without that ability to manipulate tools, we wouldn't have been able to set ourselves apart from other primates. Definitely really important. It also took a little bit of cognitive ability to realize what we could do with those tools. But just like I was talking before, this is not a feature that your dog would have. They have to carry things in their mouth because they don't have a thumb to carry. Right? This also comes from us not walking on all fours anymore. Right? Our hands are especially developed, although for some other primates, they can actually grab things with their feet, and they have very dexterous feet compared to yours. So it's part of that evolution heading towards us. Right? Being able to manipulate tools, you need to have that opposable thumb. Okay, so all the primates can be broken down into a family tree that looks something like this, right? You have this ultimate ancestor all the way on the left that all of these organisms share. Understand that no specific organism is a direct ancestor from us, right? We don't come from monkeys. They just happen to be related to us because they have the same common ancestor. We have no idea what that ancestor would look like, or I mean, we have kind of an idea what it would look like, but we don't really know what it is. So it's not correct to say that we come from monkeys, but monkeys and humans come from the same ultimate ancestor. So we are related. Just make sure that you understand the difference. Right, as you follow this line down towards us, and we are in this hominid group down here, the things directly behind us, like this hominoid and anthropoid terms, those are actually just categories. They're just groupings of primates. So all of us go back to that ultimate ancestor, but then there's this first branch that comes off, those prosimians, from the anthropoids. Anthropoids include us, monkeys, lesser and great apes, but the prosimians, like the tarsiers, lemurs, things like that, they have their own branch. They separate from us at that point. Right, anthropoids are a grouping that include the New and Old World monkeys and other hominoids. Hominoids are more like us than the prosimians and the monkeys. So that would include like chimpanzees, orangutans, gorillas, things like that. And then finally, that last division there, we are the only hominid that still exists. There are others that we're going to talk about, but as far as things that are still around and not extinct, we're the only hominids, but we also have those cousins, those great apes like chimpanzees, gorillas, and the lesser great apes, the rest of them. So this is kind of a breakdown here, but understand that we're not directly related to any of those other current primates, right? They all belong to they're either prosimians, they're monkeys, or they're lesser great apes. They're separate from us. They are not direct ancestors for us, but we're grouped into these different divisions. Hominids, we're the only one left. Hominoids are human-like. And then anthropoids, right, take us away from the prosimians. But otherwise, we need to talk about each of these groups and know a few features that are important. Prosimians are the oldest group. They're small and active at night. One of the things that separates prosimians from the anthropoids is that they are the only primates that actually still have a wet nose. Right, so they'd have a nose like your dog instead of a nose like you or me. Anthropoids are human-like primates. They include the New World monkeys that live in trees and have prehensile tails. We've talked about those monkeys before, and you remember that New World means the Americas. Old World, those monkeys are found in Africa. They mostly live and forage on the ground, so they don't need prehensile tails so that they can swing from branches and trees because they don't live in trees. But Old World monkeys do have larger brains, and they do tend to manipulate objects better than New World monkeys, so they're moving down that evolution towards that cognitive ability like we have. Right? So they'd probably be closer related to us than those New World monkeys because of that. And then we have this next group called the hominoids. Again, they're human-like again more and more as we keep going down this line. The lesser apes are the gibbons. Great apes include orangutans, chimpanzees, gorillas. Hominids are specific. They are bipedal primates, meaning that they walk upright, that they walk on 2 feet. They should have long lower limbs compared to their arms. They have long legs, they have opposable thumbs, and they have relatively large brains. Hominids include us, obviously, again, humans, but it also includes other species that we also consider human, but they are extinct now. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. So as long as you understand some of the basics for each one of these groups, you know what separates the prosimians from the anthropoids, you know specific things about New World, Old World monkeys. I know that we're hominids, we walk upright on 2 feet, and that we're not the only hominids, we're just the only ones that are still alive. There are extinct versions of us. Alright, so that's it for this video.